Good evening. You're watching the main news on HKIBC. I'm Edna Zhe.
And I'm Sarah Wong. Here's a look at tonight's top stories.
Carrie Lam apologizes in public over extradition amendment bill and pleads for another chance to serve the public.
Penn Democrats reject chief executive's apology and will meet protest march organizers to discuss what to do next.
Rescue operations continue after a powerful earthquake in Sichuan kills at least 12 people and injures more than 130.
Chief Executive Carrie Lam has officially apologized to every Hong Kong citizen, saying she bears the responsibility for causing anxiety by proposing controversial extradition amendments, which she suspended last Saturday.
When pressed whether she would resign as demanded by the public, Lam pleaded for another chance. Anticipation was in the air as the media awaited the arrival of Chief Executive Carrie Lam, who's been inundated with demands for her resignation. Lam strode to the microphone alone to finally break her silence, 2 days after a record 2 million people marched in protest against proposed extradition amendments, which would allow suspects to be sent to the mainland. The unpopularity of the amendments also sparked scuffles and led to the closure of government headquarters in Tamar for several days.
I have heard you loud and clear and have reflected deeply on all that has transpired. The concerns over the past few months have been caused by deficiencies in the work of the SAR government over the amendment exercise. I personally have to shoulder much of the responsibility. This has led to controversies, disputes, and anxieties in society. For this, I offer my most sincere apology to all people of Hong Kong.
The chief executive was asked if she would step down.
I want another chance to deliver the many initiatives that will help Hong Kong's economy and improve the livelihood of the Hong Kong people. So in the next 3 years, while it is difficult, as I said, the difficulty lies now perhaps not in the matter of ability or competence, but in the trust amongst the people of Hong Kong. So myself and my team, we will try our very best to rebuild that trust so that we can continue to implement these social and economic policies.
Lam hinted that the extradition amendment bill will not be revived.
I will not proceed again with this legislative exercise if these fears and anxieties could not be adequately addressed. Because we have no timetable, we need more time to address those anxieties. If the bill did not make Legislative Council by July next year, it will expire. It will no longer have a validity. And the government will accept that reality.
Lam said she was sorry that pro-establishment lawmakers were denounced for supporting the bill. She also pledged to improve relations between the executive and the legislature.
Too little, too late. That was the verdict of Penn Democrats, who said they remained angry and frustrated with Carrie Lam.
They are expected to step up pressure on the chief executive until she gives in to all their demands. Michelle Ng reports.
Penn Democrats were not appeased by the chief executive's sincere apology. Instead, they were outraged and disappointed with Carrie Lam for ignoring their request to step down and withdraw the extradition amendments bill. The Civil Human Rights Front, organizers of the recent massive protest marches, said Lam's statements this afternoon only infuriated the democracy camp.
Carrie Lam still refused to step down, still refused to withdraw the extradition bill, and refused to take the police or herself to be accountable for what happened on the 12th of June, where the police force used excessive force and condemned us as rioters. Therefore, the Civil Human Rights Front do not at all accept Carrie Lam's so-called apology.
Leung said the front, along with the victims of tear gas and rubber bullets, will take their grievances to the Independent Police Complaints Council. Legislator Claudia Mo said Lam's apology came too late, and Democrats found her press conference totally unacceptable.
Of course, she managed to lose her smug and arrogant face today, but then her supposedly genuine apology comes too little too late. So, in a nutshell, Carrie Lam is actually presenting to the rest of the world that her administration is going to be a lame duck administration, because she would have a very hard time governing Hong Kong from now on.
The Front and Pan-Democratic lawmakers will meet tomorrow to discuss their future strategy. They had indicated earlier that they will keep protesting until all their demands are met. Pro-Beijing lawmaker Starry Lee said the DAB rallied around the city chief.
From our part, we accept her apologize, and we believe that most of the Hong Kong people do not want these things to drag on, because it is not good for the Hong Kong society as a whole.
Michelle Ng, HKIBC.
The Hospital Authority has rebutted claims that police have access to its medical database. Medical sector legislator Pierre Chan said sources told him that patients' information can be downloaded without logging in. The downloaded documents are labeled for police. The authority said it has not authorized anyone to disclose data to police, but will strengthen privacy protection. It added that a login is not required at the emergency room because it's usually busy.
Each measure per se, will not have necessarily a very big impact. It's just the combination of these measures together and so you have to think very carefully about, what you do when time comes.
It seems like forward guidance hasn't had much of an impact lately.
That's not true.
No?
No.
Where do you see it?
Well, you think about the last